And welcome to Tyler Mini Reads, Reviews, Discusses, Monologues about everything and anything, and that's on period. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about some C-dramas that are comfort shows to me. And what that means really is that I can watch them like 10 million times and I will never get tired of watching them. So, I mean, take what you will from that. The funny thing is that these shows are really long. They're like 60, 50 episodes. But the thing is, I have watched them so many times. Whenever I do rewatch, I don't have any pressure to follow everything or pay attention. It's just literally on, and I can do some other stuff and kind of laugh at my favorite parts or whatever. So yeah, so let's get into my favorite rec. So the first one, and I'm going to kind of do the OGs first, just get it out of the way, and I'm not spending too much time on those. The first one will be Eternal Love. This is like God level kind of C-drama that kind of sets the precedence for Xianxia kind of stories where you're dealing with superpowered humans or immortals that have powers, and so they also tend to live for a very long time. So in this particular story, we follow Bai Chen and Yewa, who Bai Chen is like she's a fox. She's from the Fox clan, and Yewa is from like the Heavenly clan. I think he's a dragon. So through some series of events, they meet. And they are each other's tribulation, which tribulation is something that if you want to level up, you would have to go through a tribulation, which is a period where you are suffering or where basically you have to go through very, very difficult situations. And by the time you are able to pass that, you basically level up one power level, whatever. So we follow these two immortals for a couple of years. They lose themselves. There's mistaken identities. It's a whole thing going on. So this show, and I have my notes, so just bear with me if I'm looking down. Eternal Love is 58 episodes. It was released 2017, so it's not a recent show. It's pretty old, but I think this is a gold standard type of C-dramas. Other C-dramas that are coming out that are Xianxia, they're not this level, and I just don't know why. I'm like, just stick to what works. This worked. Like, it was so good. Like, everyone was talking about Eternal Love. I don't know why you want to make something. Yeah. Anyways, so you can watch it on Netflix. You can also watch it on Viki, and it is also available on Prime. So the next one that I'm going to talk about, which is one of my comfort shows, will be Ashes of Love. I'm sure there's no surprise there. Ashes of Love is also God level C drama where we follow two immortals. We follow Shufeng and Jimmy, who are star-crossed lovers that also have to go through different tribulations and suffer a whole lot. Like, they suffered. I'm just gonna say that. This one is 63 episode. It came out 2018. And you can watch it on Viki. You can watch it on iQIYI. Now, this used to be on Netflix, and I think they took it away. So maybe check in your region in Netflix if they have it. But this one was also a really good show. Like, I cry every time like Jimin like does what she does at the wedding scene in the hall. You know what I'm talking about if you watched it. So it's a really good show. I enjoyed it. It's super long, but it's worth the payoff because it's just an enduring love story. I mean, I can't explain how good this show is. So the next show will be Eternal Love of Dream, where we follow Baifunjo and Donghua Dijun. So Eternal Love of Dream is kind of like a accompanying show or C-drama or story to Eternal Love, the first one I mentioned, because in Eternal Love of Dream, we follow Baifunjo, who is also from the Fox clan, and she is entangled in this relationship with Donghua, who is, well, he's not really a heavenly clan person, but he's like at the top ranks. And their story is wow, it's phenomenal. So, two things. In Eternal Love, you do get some perspective from them in their story. There's some interaction there, but when you get to Eternal Love of Dream, it's a bit different because we're literally starting from the very beginning of Baifanjo's life up until she meets Donghua and everything else that happens. So I think out of the three that I just mentioned, I like the other two, but I think Eternal Love of Dream is my it's really really dear to me. I've watched it like maybe 4 times. I shouldn't really be saying that. But it's 56 episodes. It came out 2020, and you can watch it on Prime or you can watch it on Rakuten Viki. This one, again, is about a young girl, Baifonjo, who has a crush on basically like the retired emperor of the world. And this is also, God level type of C drama where they're immortals, they live very long, they all have powers. They also have to do the tribulations to level up in their level of power. So basic standard boilerplate type of C drama. And so that one is pretty good. Now I'm going to go to one more, which is in this category of, God level type of C dramas. And that would be Ancient Love Poetry. And Ancient Love Poetry is Shango and Baiju. This one is almost kind of like the same setting like the ones I mentioned, maybe a bit different, but pretty much the same as you have immortals and they are really powerful, but they also have to go through tribulations and they live a really long time and they're trying to level up, blah, 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 blah. So you follow Baiju, who is a god, and he is basically in love with Shango, who is a goddess. And then a couple of things happen. The world just kind of breaks apart. And then fast forward 20 years later, the gods are basically dead, but are not dead, but they're like sleeping or like they're not awake, but they're starting to get awake. So we see Baiju come back in like 20 years looking for Shango, or he actually sees her and is just trying to get to know her, that kind of stuff. So it's really, really interesting. This is, again, an immortal kind of thing where, you're talking about God level kind of shows where, it's gods, is, that kind of show. It's really interesting because Shukai, who's the male lead, is very good. He knows how to act this kind of shows where he looks so mischievous. And in this one, he did do that, but he also was very serious at some specific point. One thing I'm going to mention, last thing I'm going to mention before I move to the next like types of C dramas, would be the fact that in between all of these dramas, you have this battle between good and evil and your interpretation of that, because you would think that, oh, the immortal guilds or sects are good people and the people from the demon or devil realm are bad people, but you come to find out that there's no really good, or like everyone's just bad. Even the people in the immortal people that are supposed to be good, they're worse. They're worse than the devil people. So that's always something I struggle, because I'm like, how can you call yourself a righteous group of people and you guys do the most detestable things? It's mind blowing, honestly. Okay. So the next couple of shows that I'm going to talk about are really more like modernish kind of shows that they're just warm and fuzzy. And the first one will be Lighter and Princess, which this one is not warm and fuzzy at all. But I like Arthur Chen, and his acting is phenomenal in this show. This follows two young kids who are in college together. They're pretty smart and they are very good in computer science, and they decide to start a company together. But a lot of things happen, and Arthur Chen, who's Li Shun in the show, is sent to jail. So when we first start, like the first couple of episodes, you find out that he's in jail, and you're wondering, oh my God, like what happened, right? So they kind of do this whole timeline thing where they're kind of showing us the past and the present and showing us how Li Shun went to prison, but obviously he's out in the present time and he's trying to regain all that he has lost. So it's more like a revenge, very, very, very like passionate revenge story because you're like, it's brutal, it's gritty, it's brutal. It's not for the faint of heart at all. So this one, oh, I forgot. I didn't say I didn't say Immortal Samsara. I forgot that one. I'll get to it after this. But Lighter and Princess came out 2022. You can find it on Viki, and it is 36 episodes, so it's not a long show. Okay, back to my god level shows, and I forgot. So for Ancient Love Poetry, it's 49 episodes. It's on Viki or Prime or iQIYI, and it came out in 2021. So back to one last god level one would be Immortal Samsara, which is Yangzi and Chen Yi, which is also like a god level kind of show where Chen Yi is like Yin Yuan is like the god emperor ish kind of person, and Yandan is just a regular person that also has to go through the tribulations to level up, even though this one was like a totally different spin on all the other ones that I've kind of talked about. Immortal Samsara is a bit more different, but is equally as enjoyable and is one of my top comfort shows. I just put it on and I'm just like crying with her when she's on the river and she's like shuffling. So I was like, girl, come on, girl. You can do it, girl. Like if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. So Immortal Samsara has 59 episodes. It was released 2022 and you can watch it on Viki. So the next one would be Road Home. This one is probably an unusual choice, but I did like it. I think Jim Boran did a really good job, and Tan Sonyeon she's really good. Like I've watched a lot of her shows. She's super good. She knows how to act that young, cute guy kind of character. So Jim Boran did fantastic in this one. This one is it's a modern show. It's just two people that went to high school together high school, and it's young love really that was lost, but then they reconnect a couple of years later and they're trying to figure out if there's still like an attraction there. Okay, if there is an attraction, how do we make it work? Our family is different, we live far away, that kind of stuff. So it's more just like a very soft and mellow love story, not a lot of angst, or if there is angst, it's something that has happened in their past. And so, that's one of the reasons why I love it. It's just so soothing. You don't need too much, right? You just put it on and you're good. So, the next one would be, and Road Home is 30 episodes. You can watch it on Viki, Prime, or iQIYI, and it came out in 2023. The next one will be Meet Yourself, which this one has my heart. I swear. Like this one is one of my top favorite shows. Meet Yourself, again, this is set in modern times. We meet Shu Hondo, who is reeling from the loss of her best friend. She's a manager in this hotel in, I guess, like let's say somewhere like a major city like a Shanghai or whatever, and she loses her best friend, dies due to a sickness, and she is guilty, or she's tormenting herself saying, wow, if I wasn't so busy with life, I would have been there for my friend. I can't believe this. Like they were super close. So she is really hit hard with this tragedy. She, at her job, I think she was trying to get promoted to a manager, or she was a manager. I can't really remember, but it's like a cutthroat environment where if you leave, like that's it. But she leaves. She's like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I lost my best friend all because I put my job before people. And so she moves to this very remote area. Think, I don't know where to think, like like Alaska. I don't know. Like she really just moves out of the city and just moves. She just picks a random place. Well, I think she picks a place that had a purpose for her, and she moves to that place, and then she's basically meeting herself because she finds herself. She has time to just go at it at her own pace, just trying to discover herself. She's basically trying to live life and figure out what does she really like if she's not like so into the rat race. And I think a lot of shows try to do this kind of teams where people are so swept away by trying to make it in the corporate world, but sometimes maybe that's not what's really important. And so Hondo is gradually figuring this out. Enter Lishan, who is the love interest in this show, and he is so he's eye candy, is gorgeous, is great, by the way. But he's also someone that has gone through some stuff in his life, and so he is, he lives in this remote place, but he's also someone that probably could have made it in the city place, but he chose to basically downgrade and live in this community. So they kind of get together, and it's really nice. Again, really soothing. No angst, not a lot of angst, because I can't do angst. Please, I have a lot of shows that are angsty. I'm just not gonna mention them, but this one just doesn't really have a lot of angst. It's just mellow. It's just really nice. The song, the OSTs are so great. Like you feel her pain, and they're both very 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 fantastic actors, both of them. So this one is 40 episodes. It came out in 2023, and you can watch it on Viki. Okay, so honorable mention will be Love Like the Galaxy, which came out in 2022. This one has 56 episodes. You can watch it on Viki, right? But this one is Jia Lusi and Liu Wu. And we follow this girl, that's Chen Xiaoshang, who was abandoned by her parents because her mom and her dad are military people. And so they left her when she was pretty young, like 2 or 3 years old, and they went off to fight a war, and then they're coming back when she's like 16 years old. So she's pretty, like she's never met her parents, right? So there's no relationship whatsoever between her parents and her. And then the people that her parents left her with, like her grandmother and maybe like their family members, maltreated her or mistreated her when she was growing up. So she did not really have a good childhood. Anyways, her parents come back because the war is over, and this is just them trying to, I guess, really get closer to their daughter and make amends for abandoning her for that long stretch of time, and meet other stuff that's going on right in this country at that specific time. Now, the reason why I mentioned this one is it's not a bad show, but one thing I loved about this more than anything else is that the comedic relief is fantastic. Like there were so many times I chuckled so hard. I was so shocked. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like this one was super, super funny. It was funny where it needed to be funny, and it was serious where it needed to be serious. So I definitely like that part, because you just laugh, because Chen Xiaoshang, she did crazy stuff. She was crazy. I'm not gonna say. And Leo Wu, I don't even have to say too much. He's really a well established actor. He has his broody eyes, and he knows how to be all moody and stuff. So it's a really good show. I definitely like watching it once or twice when I can. It's super long, like I said, it's 56 episodes. But these are a couple of my very favorite comfort shows that I will watch over and over and over and over again. Like these are shows that are, they're established. I don't think I would remove any part of the stories. Like everything from start to finish makes sense. Because one thing you'll find out when you watch C-dramas or even K-dramas is the fact that they will start so well. Like the beginning would be so nice, everything's going good. Then you get to episodes 23, 24, then things start to be wobbly a bit, and then you get to the ending and it's like you should have just not bothered. Like that was a trash ending. That was just trash. So but these ones I can recommend. These ones from start to finish, you will definitely enjoy them. So thank you for listening to me talk. Let me know if you've watched any of the shows that I mentioned. Which ones are your favorite? Like, which ones do you like, or which ones have you seen or not seen, or which ones would you recommend as your own comfort C dramas? But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye.